Hey guys, this is Kelly the Hammy Mama, and today's topic on surviving parenthood is New Parents 101, preparing for baby. So I'm not going to go into what diapers you need to buy or what kind of swaddles to buy. This is going to be more of practical advice as well as psychological, emotional aspects of having a new baby, okay? Things that maybe I wish somebody would have told me before I had my first baby. So if you don't know me, a little background, I have two under two. I have a 20-month-old son and a 6-month-old daughter. Okay, so I have gone through all of this. And the things that I'm going to tell you are things that I've gone through personally. And everybody's different. Obviously, every mother, every parent is different. Every child is different. So your experiences are going to vary. But this is just things that I have come across. So before your baby comes, if you're still pregnant, and really the main points that I didn't take into consideration that I wish I would have is number one, go into it with an open mind. Seriously, like keep a complete open mind, because most of the time birth does not go the way you expect it to go. I mean, sometimes it does, and it's wonderful when it does, but I had these expectations in my mind that it was going to go, XYZ, and yeah, it didn't. I had a birth plan, and every single thing on the birth plan was different. Everything was like completely opposite. So with the second birth, we didn't even have a birth plan. I mean, it was a planned C-section because the first was an emergency C-section after 83 hours of unmedicated labor. Okay, so just go into it with an open mind and just roll with it as it comes. And if you don't have high expectations and you don't meet them, you're not going to be as disappointed. So so that, and then also one thing I never read in books that my husband and I both experienced was bonding issues with baby after I had the babies. Yeah, I was not expecting that. My husband was not expecting that. And it doesn't happen to everybody, but it does happen. And I think it happens more than people admit to. So just be aware that, especially if you have a hard labor, or just something goes wrong or whatever, sometimes you can have bonding issues. And if you have a C-section too, that is more common. Okay, it doesn't mean you're a terrible mother, because believe me, I had so much guilt. It was ridiculous. And my husband, because we both kind of confided in each other after a while, and he was feeling the same way. And so keep in mind, even if you're not going through that issue, your husband might be, okay? So I'm just suggesting keep an open dialogue between you and your significant other, because if it happens, you need to talk about it and know that it's normal, it'll pass. Because, I mean, obviously there's no issue anymore. My kids are my life, so. And then also be aware of postpartum anxiety and depression. That can happen. It did happen to me. I'm still kind of having issues 6-month postpartum, and yeah, so just be aware of it. If it does happen, if you start having, feeling different and having, intrusive thoughts, talk about it. Definitely have a support system and talk about it. After baby comes, go with the flow until you're able to get a schedule with the baby, because the baby is not going to want to schedule at first, obviously. It's going to be you're on their schedule. So be aware of that and just take it as it comes. It sounds simple, but after several days of sleep deprivation, it could just seem you're just going to be pulling your hair out. But just know that it will normalize, okay? Next thing, get the baby on a schedule. Keeping things consistent is very important, because they will appreciate a schedule as much as you will appreciate a schedule. I really found that with my kids. They have set schedules for everything, and if their schedule's off the least little bit, I know about it. Like, they freak out. So schedules are really important. So sleep when the baby sleeps. You've heard this a million times, and yes, if you can sleep when the baby sleeps, that's awesome. Do it. Totally do it. Accept help. That's another thing. Accept help. I don't even know. There's no other way to say it other than if someone offers help, take it. And the sleep thing, I couldn't do it, and the reason why was because I was having the anxiety really bad and the depression, and whenever I try, and it's still, this is just the way it is, when I try to sleep, my ears and my brain are attuned to hearing their sounds, and every little sound wakes me up, especially like right when they were born. I was just like hypersensitive about everything, so I just woke up all the time, and I would feel anxious if I wasn't there, and I just felt the need I had to be there. So, but that doesn't happen to everybody. So if you can get the sleep and you can block out those sounds, do it. Absolutely. Okay, so go with your gut instincts on everything, but don't beat yourself up if your gut instincts aren't correct, because sometimes they're not going to be, you know. And sometimes I'll be like, what's going on? I don't understand. She won't stop crying. And my husband will be like, well, hey, did you try this? And it'll work. And I'll be like, oh, I'm a terrible mother because I didn't know what my baby needed, but my husband knew, and he was... Okay, so yeah, you get the picture. Don't beat yourself up. Try really hard to take time out for yourself every day. Even if it's just a long shower, for me, that's what I do. My time, the only time I get alone is when I take a shower. And I usually do it before bed, like when kids are asleep. My husband, he gets in bed early, and I just take a long shower. That's when I do all my thinking. That's when I pray. That's what I do, just unwind. And then along those lines, always, I think really, it's really important to try to do a date night with your significant other at least once a week. I mean, you're probably laughing right now like, yeah, right. But if you have the means, like if you have a family member who can come and stay with the baby while you just go out to a movie or get a Subway sub or something. My husband and I try to do this every week, and it really does help. So if you can, or once every 2 weeks or once a month. I mean, obviously when the baby's a newborn, we didn't do that. I mean, new baby. But like a few weeks into it, we did. So keep that in mind. Along with the emotional lines, once your baby's born, like right after your baby's born, I know I felt this way. I didn't feel special anymore. When I was pregnant, especially with the first baby, I felt special. I felt like, I was getting this amazing attention, and I'm creating a life, and it's so amazing, and which it was. And I felt really special. And once the baby was out in the world, I was having, again, the depression and anxiety. I was just like, I'm not special anymore. That's just the way I felt. It was, selfish, very selfish, but it's a human feeling, and it's okay to feel that. Obviously talk about it, and because I brought it up with my husband, and he made me feel better about everything. So yeah, it's normal. And then as time goes on, sometimes you can feel like you're losing your identity, because like, so I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I don't know if this is the same way for full-time working moms or not, but I just feel like I don't know who I am anymore. So it's really important to kind of hold on to parts of yourself. Like I do these videos, that helps me kind of feel like important. I know I'm important. I'm a mother, but sometimes it's hard. You can kind of lose yourself a little bit. So keep that in mind. Keep an open dialogue again with your significant other. Last thing, everybody's going to want to give you advice. They're not going to ask you if you want advice. They're just going to volunteer it. And sometimes it's very tactfully and in a nice way, and sometimes it's very helpful. But sometimes it is not helpful, and it can really kind of hurt your feelings at times. So all I'm going to say is take everything people tell you with a grain of salt. Just say, thank you very much. I will, consider that, or thank you for the information. Or you can just downright say, no, I parent this way and you can parent that way, and just go about your business. I don't know why people feel it's okay to throw judgments around about your parenting. I don't understand it, but just know that you are doing the best you can, and you're an individual. Everyone is different. Every child is different. You know, if you have more than one child, the way you parent one maybe not be the way you parent the other. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, I have a very, very spirited son. I have a harness for him that we will hook him up to the harness when we take him out. Do I get looks? Sure. Do I care? Nope. Because at the end of the day, I know my son is safe and he is right next to me, and I'm okay with that. And my daughter is, I mean, she's 6 months old now, but I can tell she's going to be a lot calmer. And will I have to use a harness on her? Maybe not. So just know that you're doing the best you can. Today is Mother's Day. I'm filming it on Mother's Day. Tomorrow I'm going to be uploading it when you're seeing it tomorrow. But I just want to say Happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. And you're awesome. So, okay guys, until the next video, bye-bye.